YouTube Capital G here, checking out the brand new Ojama and Super Heavy Samurai Link monster that may have just actually been leaked, or at least let's just say this information probably got out a little before Konami actually wanted it to. Also, it looks like Flame Swordsman might become a full-on archetype, which is actually just kind of crazy. So what you guys are looking at is a picture of a magazine. I'm not exactly sure which magazine this is. If I had to take my best guess, I would probably say that this is the V-Jump, and it appears to show some future support for older archetypes. One of them is super old, well, I guess a couple of them in Ojama and Flame Swordsman. Although, I mean, Flame Swordsman, can we really even call it an archetype? It only has like 2 cards, but then again, Thunder Dragon was kind of the same deal, and I think this is just my personal opinion that these 2 monsters are actually going to be Link monsters. Now, at this point, I can't really say that this is 100% confirmed, although I don't really want to say that this is a rumor. In fact, this is my second time making this video because since the first time that I made the video, more information has actually been revealed, including much better images of these, just so that we can 100% confirm. But here, if you look at the bottom, if you look at the Japanese text, this is the actual Japanese text of these archetypes. Like this right here actually says Ojama. For anybody, you can just compare it right here, just wiki it yourself. For anybody saying, oh, Cap G, this is obvious Photoshop, like this isn't Photoshop. The old days of people trying to Photoshop cards and, ban lists, like those happened back in the 5Ds and Zexal days. No one really does this anymore. Generally, when we get reveals, or this isn't really a reveal because again, I believe that this information is real. It's just not supposed to be out there at this time. When we get this information, it does end up always being, for the most part, accurate when it comes to actually showing us cards. And then right here, if you actually look at the cards right here, you see the bordering, you see the numbers, kind of looks very, nope, that's not it. Kind of looks very, very similar to the new pot card, Pot of Indulgence, that got revealed in Savage Strike. Remember, when this card was first shown, we didn't know anything about it. All we had was just this image. I made the video and I said, yo guys, new pot card is coming in Savage Strike. I don't know what it does. I don't know if it's going to be a spell card or whatever, but lo and behold, we ended up getting that card. And actually, one of the reasons that I am remaking this video is because the image quality got so much better, and this actually just straight up shows you that, yeah, this is 100% Flame Swordsman. There's no debate at this point. My man got 2 swords. This is a beautiful image, and this actually makes me think that they are going to do with Flame Swordsman what Konami recently did with Thunder Dragon, because if you look at Thunder Dragon, there really wasn't much to kind of build on as an archetype. You had one fusion monster that no one ever played, which actually sounds a whole lot like the original Flame Swordsman from the DM anime, right? If I'm not mistaken, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Joey normal summon that damn thing a bunch of times in the Duelist Kingdom arc? Obviously in Duelist Kingdom there were like no rules, you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure, because when I first started learning how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! As a teenager, I was like, yo, I'm gonna play Flame Swordsman, I'm gonna equip it with Salamandra, I'm gonna have red eyes and dragon nails. I was basically modeling my style after Joey, and then I realized, like, wait a minute, none of this shit is actually legal, but I'm pretty sure he actually normal summoned it. And honestly, I think that this could be a very, I think Konami is going to probably turn Flame Swordsman into in its own archetype, because number one, we've already seen that it's successful with Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragons are a tier 1 archetype in the TCG, so if Konami wants to say, hey, we're going to dedicate, 10 cards to this archetype, like, they can make a tier 1 archetype with 10 cards. Like, you better believe it. They can definitely do it. They've done it with Burning Abyss with far less than 10 cards. They've done it with, like, Shadows and Teller Knights. Teller Knights had, far less than 10 cards when they premiered, and Konami has already done it before. Also, if you guys remember, on one of the live streams, I want to say it was the 200th live stream for the 205 CS, Jerome Mikkel was actually going around and he was asking people, this was before the release of Soul Fusion in the TCG, obviously, he was asking them, hey, if there was one card in the game that you could see an entire archetype be built around, what card would it be? And obviously he was kind of referencing that's about to happen with Thunder Dragons, but it kind of tells you that, Konami is interested in doing this. Nethys would be another example, obviously Hidden Summoners. I mean, Nethys, well, yeah, Nethys was just like the original Phoenix of Nethys, and we had Dark Nethys and the Hand of Nethys, but Nethys is another, archetype where not that many cards, but they're kind of building an entire archetype around it. Not nearly as impressive as what they've done with Thunder Dragons, but I totally could see them just building from the ground up. If I had to take a wild guess, I'd say that it probably probably would be fusion based, because the original Flame Swordsman was a fusion monster, and also the only other card that they have to kind of work with is the blue Flame Swordsman from Legendary Collection Joey's World. Now that's a 5-year-old card, and honestly the card's really not that good, so I don't know what they would do with this archetype other than the fact that it's going to be probably warrior based. So yeah, it'll be another deck that's broken with I sold. Konami, ban I sold, please. Every deck in Yu-Gi-Oh will just be, you know, who gets the I sold first just wins the duel. We also have a picture of the new Ojama monster. This is amazing. This is actually much more clear. You guys can see I got my Photoshop. This was going to be the original thumbnail of the video you're watching, but I guess I can make it a lot more clear now. Now, from what people have actually like translated, I don't know if it's in, you know, some of the other like parts of the page when it comes to the magazine, but apparently this has something to do with like Ojama Monarch or something, and you can see clearly that this Ojama is some sort of royalty. Now, I will have to say this. Let me see if I can actually pull it up. And shout outs to Rada, because he actually just made a video a couple of days ago. Damn it, I can't actually pull it up. It's because I'm not logged into Reddit, but on the Reddit actual banner, let me see if I can actually show you guys. On the Reddit banner, they have, here it is, they've got freaking Ojama line there. I figured if Konami was going to give us a new Ojama card, I kind of feel like it needs to be Ojama Lime. I don't know the, you know, the bureaucracy that would go on with that, if Konami would have to license Ojama or Ojama Lime from like Rada or something like that, but I kind of feel like that would be a nice homage, although that's probably not going to happen. But yeah, Ojama getting a new monster. Now, if I had to take a guess, and this is why I kind of kicked off the video with a new Ojama Link monster leaked, I personally believe that this Ojama monster is going to be a Link monster. Now, you guys know at the beginning of the Vrains era, what I said was I thought Konami's best chance for kind of appeasing everybody from these old archetypes was basically to do what they're doing in Link Vrains. Just make a bunch of Link monsters for old archetypes. Not only can you have those new Link monsters do stuff for the archetypes that they already do, like it can make them more consistent and just better. It can obviously, you know, expand upon their plays and whatnot, but at the same time, you kind of adjust them to Master Rule 4. There are decks like Karakuri and stuff, you know, Dragunity, can have multiple synchros on the field just because of, you know, how Master Rule 4 works. You can give them Link monsters and you can kind of fix all of that at one time. In a vacuum, I think if you're going to give an archetype one card, a Link monster makes the most sense. So I kind of feel like this is probably going to end up being an Ojama, you know, Link monster. And I guess it would be like Ojama Monarch or Ojama Royal. That actually kind of makes sense, although Royal is blue, right? Because there's like Royal Blue in the Kansas City Royals baseball team. So who knows what this Ojama monster is going to be. Again, my best guess is it's going to be a Link monster. I don't think an effect monster really would make sense at this point. And then lastly, we have a brand new Super Heavy Samurai monster, and I believe that this also is going to be a Link monster. For Super Heavy Samurai, I'm even more definitive in believing that it's going to be a Link monster because Super Heavy Samurai, like oh my goodness, I can't pronounce it, SHS, sometimes I can say that fast. You know, the deck already has like half a dozen synchro monsters. It would make no sense to give them another synchro. Like, they already have more than enough synchros. Obviously, the deck can't have spells and traps, so it's not going to be any type of spell or trap. It has to be a monster because of the way that SHS works. I kind of feel like a regular effect monster, like that's also, you know, like why not just give it a Link monster? My only kind of reservation with Super Heavy Samurai is the fact that their entire gimmick is kind of attacking from defense mode, and Link monsters can't be in defense mode, so I'm not exactly sure how that would work, but it probably could be like a link to maybe you know, the defense of all Super Heavy Samurai monsters that are linked to it are, you know, doubled during like damage calculation or something. Like that would be nuts, and that would be amazing with a deck like Super Heavy Samurai. But I kind of feel like people are going to get hyped, and also, you know what? I completely omitted over this because some people are probably going to be asking me. Oh, whoops, I kind of lost my page. Let me see if I can go back and actually find it. Boom, there it is. Some people are probably going to be wondering, hey, Cap, when exactly are these cards coming out? What pack is this? We just kind of want to know so I can kind of figure out, you know, when I need to start looking towards this. Is this going to be in Link Vrains 2? These are not from the Link Vrains 2, people. These are actually from the Premium Pack 2019. You can see right here, it says PP 2019. So this is from the Premium Pack 19. I haven't actually talked about this pack on my channel yet, although 4 cards from this pack have actually been revealed. That's another kind of, I guess, like another kind of like hint that this is actually accurate, is the premium pack 19. We've already seen 4 cards from there. A new Salaman Great Link Monster is in there as well, so it's just kind of another hint that, yeah, this information is actually credible. Now, the premium pack 19 comes out early next year in the OCG, so I don't think it'll be too long before we actually start seeing what these cards will do and how they'll affect the archetypes. But what do you guys actually believe that these cards are going to be / do? Do you think that Ojamas and Super Heavy Samurai are actually going to get a Link Monster? Again, I think that that makes the most sense. And how do you feel about, you know, Flame Swordsman support? Because obviously it's like a 15-year-old card from, probably off the top of my head, I'm gonna say either Legends of Blue Eyes or Metal Raiders. It definitely was not Magic Ruler. It had to be the first 2 packs in the game, and you know, I think it would be interesting seeing it kind of built up as its own archetype as they did with Thunder Dragons, because, you know, Joey is still a popular character even though DM was like 15 years ago. He obviously is in Duel Links, and you have to remember the speed duels are coming out early next year, and guess what? Joey has his own speed deck. Who knows? Flame Swordsman might be in there. It might be another kind of cross promotion thing, so I think that it can make a lot of sense. But whatever you guys think, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already. Turn on that notification bell for daily videos and check out these other videos I know you'll enjoy.